Earlier this year, I spent 9 days in the hospital and then had a recovery period at home, and my house suffered a bit, right? I'm 71 years old. I could not do all the mopping and everything I need to do because, believe it or not, my 4,000 square foot home, no carpeting in the entire house. That's right. Instead, I have a lot of granite tile and other tile and wood floors. And you know what? That takes more than just a quick vacuum. So I had a lifesaver. I found a wet mop vacuum robot that worked wonderfully. Very, very happy with it. And now guess what? Any future models? Well, the US government is banning them. And as a content creator, I have been using this DJI Pocket 3, and I think you'll see a lot of people use this. This is a little microphone that you might see clipped to them. And I was all excited because they were coming out with a new model, the DJI Pocket 4. But guess what? It was banned to be sold in the United States. So I did buy this. This is the remote for it. It is the Insta360 Ultra, but it is also from China. It does most of the same things that this camera does. And the new editions, well, they have a wonderful zoom, which is why I wanted it for my future vacation in Africa for our safari. So, this camera banned, this camera not. And you might notice that a lot of new creators are using this. And one of the ways you can tell is the microphone has the little icon on it. In my case, I have it for my travel channel. It has my little squirrel. So that's how you know that a lot of people are using this camera. And a little more controversy. Well, DJI was suing Insta360 in Texas over some of the same, I don't know if it's software, whatever, for the gimbal. Anyway, I guess it was patent infringement. But I think they've dropped that. So my question is, why is one camera treated as a national security threat, while the other camera, which is very similar, not treated as a national security threat? What's up? And even more importantly, why should my beloved robot, it's Roborock is the name of it, and it's the Curve Flow 2, I think. Anyway, we call it Rosie. Why should Rosie be banned when it's just cleaning my floor and mapping areas? It's not like I'm a military installation. Again, what's up? Hey, Mary Ellen here, better known as Potpourri, and I'm not arguing that foreign technology can't be a security risk. I think it definitely can be. I mean, our connected devices, well, they can collect a lot of information. And we already know they can also be hacked. And they could communicate with cloud servers outside of the United States. So therein lies the problem. Those are all legitimate concerns, but the government's response, well, it should make sense. It should take in consideration all products or phase in products, but not just what it's doing now. Now, I want to make this clear. The government is not taking away Rosie from me, right? I can still have my Robo vacuum mop, but any future models from that company, well, they will be blocked. So if they come up with something even niftier, like I would like to have not tracking lines showed on my tile, if they came up with something that solved that, well, I would not be able to buy it here in the United States. But probably, if I went across the border to Canada, I could. Because in the case with this camera, the DJI, I could order the new Pocket 4 from a Canadian company, or I'm in Michigan, just go across the border and buy it. And I can bring it back into the United States, and that is fine. But as a buyer, I would have to beware because I wouldn't have the warranty for it. But these can still enter the United States. So again, how does that make sense? Now, I'm only talking about my robot vacuum mop and cameras, but it's for any autonomous machine that is using cameras and sensors and mapping technology and various communications that is at risk. And yes, the government is right. These devices could collect sensitive information and provide access maybe to computer networks or to have a botnet. But I don't know if in someone's individual home, is it the same as in a military installation or a military supplier or a hospital? I'm not sure about that. I mean, many of you might have that doorbell, right, which is also a camera, or your thermometer, the Nest thermometer, right, monitors it. Well, all of that is using some wireless communication technology. So how do you know what is okay and what is not okay? Now, my Rosie, yep, she does have a map of the entire first floor here. So she goes about her business and doesn't fall downstairs or anything like that. But I'm not sure what any foreign government would obtain for info. I mean, they would get pictures of her going around and maybe occasionally taking a picture because there is maybe shoes in the hallway that shouldn't be, and she lets me know that. But really, does that technology need to be banned in an independent home? And before we get too worried about, what our cameras can do, well, we already carry with us, most of us, every single day, the ultimate surveillance tool. That's right, it's your smartphone. This can take video, it can take pictures, it can listen to us. We know it does, right? It can send files to the cloud. It can do amazing things. Yet, we're all still allowed to use these. I mean, it also stores our photographs, our messages, our search history, health information, and financial activity. It can even track us where we are. So, I consider this the ultimate spy tool. And unlike Rosie, my vacuum, well, this goes about wherever I go. She stays home in her charging house. And you could say, well, yes, but Rosie was made in China. Well, yes, that is true. But many, many parts in your smartphone was made in China, might even be assembled in China. So, what's the real difference? Now, I know one of the reasons the DJI camera was targeted is because DJI is the leading manufacturer for home consumers and probably the government for drones. They are known for making incredible drones, and of course we all wonder about drones and surveillance, and that's a little bit different area. But should have included this too? Maybe. So, the strongest argument, let's say for Rosie, my Roborock, is not that China would want a floor plan of my house. I don't think it would do them much good. But collectively connected devices could present a security risk. Millions of devices could give many, many entry points into networks. You could have a botnet. And of course, they could receive compromised software updates. But so could these. So are we looking at this realistically? There are surveillance cameras at stoplights. They're on buildings, right? They are probably in places we don't even know. Is the same restrictions for them? Because the honest truth is, these products were restricted, but yet, if you take, for instance, the camera, well, there is not a USA competitive model to this. You had to go to China to get that. So there isn't options here in the United States. And the same is true for the vacuum, the technology, and the one I have, much, much better at the price point than anything I would get made in the USA. So that is kind of a problem also. Do the risks really outweigh the benefits of owning? And, there's an economic consequence. Let's admit it. Most of this is made in China, so that is why we are concerned. But certain companies in the United States would benefit greatly by having certain products banned, and that USA residents could only buy from those companies. Then they are in control. And of course, do any of us totally trust our government anymore? I don't think so. So, the question is this a real security risk? Who is in control of the data? And should we be worried or just upset that we can't buy what we want to buy? So for me, and I am just looking at this for me, I don't consider myself a big security risk. I love Rosie. She is so helpful in keeping my house clean. And I think that is true for a lot of people, or even companies using more industrial robots for their cleaning needs. And you could say, well, she could be replaced by a human. But you know what? I had put ads out for a house cleaner, and when people saw how much floor I had and I wanted it steam cleaned and whatever, they weren't interested in it. They just wanted something they could simply vacuum and maybe just do a little tile work in bathrooms. So Rosie, she is a lifesaver. And for cameras too, well, taking that Safari, I don't want to take those huge cameras with those big lenses. Number one, they're too heavy for me, and it's just not my style. So I am hoping the zoom on this will meet my needs. And I am so glad at least this camera is still being offered in the United States. So, is the recent government policy making us all safer? Should maybe they have banned this type of technology in government installations, military bases, hospitals, utility companies, those type of things? Does it really matter for those in an independent living situation? Well, I think we deserve some answers on that. And instead, the headlines were all about, U.S. bans humanoid-looking robots. Well, that's not true. A lot more was banned. So, what do you think of this? Should robot vacuums and these type of cameras be banned for everyone, or should they be restricted for just certain use? Sometimes I think these policies are just put in effect to give us a false sense of security. Because like I said, there's so many other ways, right, to get our information. Anyway, just food for thought. This is Mary Ellen for Prepper Potpourri, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a future video. Thank you.